Hello guys, my name is Matt, I hope you're doing well and welcome to the weekly open. Today I want to talk about some setups, whether I think the rally is going to continue. Also I want to talk about today's dump, which started a few hours ago or like an hour ago. I want to talk about whether I think we're going to go lower or higher. So I mean, obviously what else would I talk about? And just a quick disclaimer before we get into it, this is not financial advice and you should only trade if you are experienced. Let's just start off talking about Bitcoin because I think it's the one coin that's moving the whole market, the whole crypto market. So looking at the weekly, the trade idea I was talking about in the last few videos was this breaks out. The price, the first target is 28k, the second target is 32k. Seems like we almost hit the target. I think that on the lower time frames you could have found some way to get out of the trade in here because it just makes sense to pre-run it a bit when it's on these higher time frames. I think I consider that trade to have worked out. It was a good one. I think I hope you took this trade because I think it was a great one. And now let's talk about whether I think we're gonna go lower or higher. Looking at this, doesn't look great because of the resistance, but we are still in a bull trend right now, or like a bullish trend, because you have the higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So as long as we make another higher low, maybe even here or on the support, I think this is a great level to rebuy, by the way. As long as we don't break the lows, we are looking good, I think. But now I think it was great. It was a great time to risk off around this thing. So now let's look on the daily. I talked about this range in the last video. This one, I talked about if we do get into the range, that I think it's gonna be a great trade because it's really easy to trade this one. Basically, you just wait for a daily close in the range and your invalidation is the daily close below it, or maybe you trade the midpoint, so you wait for the close above the midpoint and the invalidation is below. And the same goes to the top of the range, but we haven't even actually touched it. I mean, we almost did. I mean, I consider this a touch, but we haven't touched it like literally. So yeah, but I think if we do get into this range, once we do it, it's gonna be a great trade and it's really easy to take. So I think you all should be looking out for that one. And now I just think that we are looking great as long as we don't make the new lows, and that hasn't happened yet. So I'm still bullish. I'm still in some of my long-term positions because I didn't take all my profits on 28k. I wanted to wait for 32k also. Yeah, so that's about Bitcoin, I think. I just want to thank you guys for watching the video so far, and I just want to remind you that you can consider subscribing or leaving a like if you are enjoying the video. And now let's get on to Litecoin. Start talking about Litecoin because in the last video I said that this support is basically the last level that could hold, and it did hold. It's starting to look great again, even against Bitcoin. I will show you the chart in a few seconds, but I just want to say that this starts looking really great after we break the highs, after we close above. It could basically, you could take this as, I mean, not really a range, but you basically have this whole thing would be a deviation. And now if you break back into this wall, I guess, resistance, once we break through it, this was a fake out, and the fake out setups are, in my opinion, the best ones. So yeah, I think this could look great. Your invalidation is probably just this support. If you want to take the longer time frame trades, here, your take profits are, I think, 130. You can look at this level. It's just here it held here. It acted as resistance here, even as support right here. So I think it's just natural to look at this level for your take profits right now. If you are bullish on Litecoin and you want to take some long trades, I think that's basically about it. Like this, there's not much going on the lower time frames, in my opinion. You just have, I don't really even know what levels are the best on this thing, because I just usually do the weekly setups on this, but I think this is a good level. As you can see, it is acting as resistance still, so I would wait for the reclaim and then just jump into some trades. But I mean, the more important level is this weekly, and once we close above it, you can even play it like this. You can just open the close above the weekly level. Your invalidation is a close back below. Your price target is the 130 level. Now let's look on the Litecoin Bitcoin chart, which I think is looking way better than the Litecoin Tether or like Litecoin USD chart. You have basically this support. I talked about it a few times already, I think. This support, and as you can see, it held us right now. It has been acting as support for a while, then it acted as resistance for a while. Now it's still acting as support, as you can see. So I'm not sure if I talked about this in the last video, but as you can see, this support held us. And now that we are back in the range, I think it's starting to look great again. Yeah, I think the Litecoin trade is one of the more bullish ones in basically the world of crypto right now. Okay, so next on the list is ETH. As always, it's just one of the main ones, so I want to talk about it. Well, as I said in the last video, I'm more bullish on Bitcoin, and I will remain more bullish on Bitcoin as long as this chart doesn't do something. This ETH Bitcoin weekly range doesn't either break down or break. Right now we're in the middle of nowhere, so there's really no need to trade. But if you want to trade the USD chart, because for some reason you like it more than the Bitcoin one, I think these are the major levels. You have this resistance, which actually held us pretty well. I didn't think it was the best one on the chart, but as you can see, we got rejected by it. Then you have this support, and then you have this support and this resistance. So basically, I think the black lines are the more important ones. This is the more important of the green ones. I will make it a blue. So I think the line is the second most important one, and the green one is just here. But as you can see, it is holding us at the moment. I think that the only trade to take here is either break out of this thing or out of this thing. Just a weekly close above one of these lines, and you have the invalidation below one of them. Also, maybe I wouldn't personally short this, but if we close some weeklies below those levels, which I don't think we actually ever will, but if we do, like, obviously you can short this because it's 1400s, and then this just looks like shit. But I don't think we ever get there. On the daily, this chart looks horrible. Like, I can see basically like all the levels are basically like made up. You can, like, looking at this, you can't really find great levels as on the Bitcoin chart, because the Bitcoin chart just for some reason is giving out way better levels. But I think this is a pretty good one for ETH. This thing in between 1640 and 1620. I think this support should hold us, but I mean, if it doesn't, this is the next one, the 1500 support, and the resistance is this, same as on the weekly, 1770-ish. Yeah, I think that's about ETH USD. There's really not much to talk about. I think the more important chart is this one, the ETH Bitcoin. As I already said, it's right now, it's in the middle of nowhere, and there's really no trades to take here. I think that you should just long, or I will personally long this green box or this bottom of the range if we ever get there, because I think that's a great trade to take, and I really like ETH, so why not get some of it, right? I wanted to talk about the lower time frames also. I usually don't really do that, but yeah, personally my invalidation on some of my positions was also just closing below this, because I really want to take some profits, but I was like, I was thinking that as long as we are holding this, I'm just gonna stay in the really long-term trades, because I've been in the trades for so long, but and I wanted to take them to 32k. But right now I'm thinking that I will just take more profits. Basically, I think I consider this to still be around like these levels, so around where I wanted to take the profits. So I will do that on the lower time frames. Right now my invalidation was this. I will see if I do take the profits here or below this level. But if we close for hourly below there, I will just look for these prices to rebuy. Yeah, that's basically about it, actually. There's not really much more to talk about. I think that most of the stuff is looking at Bitcoin. This is at resistance, so we are gonna probably consolidate for a while now. The altcoins are just not performing as well because Bitcoin is stealing the show quite a bit, and ETH is right here, so there's really no point in trading this thing. And yeah, I think that there's gonna be better times to trade, to be honest. I'm just in my long-term positions for now, and I just want to keep them. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.